Hey you! Are you tired of doing the same old races? Do you find the AI repetitive and lifeless? Are you bored of racing the same cars over and over and over? Well, look no further. This is going to change how you play Gran Turismo 7 forever.
Mad Lou Dog Productions is not responsible for your experience. All rights reserved. Please play responsibly. Hiya gang, in this video we're going to look at how you can spice up your Gran Turismo 7 experience, and it might just change the way you play this stunningly beautiful racing simcade. I want to introduce you to Group A. Fully recreated in-game, no mods, no witchcraft or wizardry, just crafted with a bit of time, some credits and knowledge. Group A was less of a racing series, but more a set of regulations set by the FIA for touring cars. It was designed to encourage manufacturers to produce and race high-performance production-based cars. The rules required manufacturers to homologate at least 5,000 units of a specific model, ensuring that the cars were closely related to the road legal version. In layman's terms, you could buy it from your local garage on Friday, rip it round the track on Sunday, then drive it to work on Monday. So I'm going to bring Group A racing to Gran Turismo 7, and then by the end of the video I want to see what a fully kitted out modern world touring car can do against the greats of the 80s and 90s. Let's go. These are the cars we're going to be using: the BMW M3 from 1989, the Toyota Supra from 1988, the R32 Nissan GT-R V-Spec 2 from 1994, and I'm in this, the Ford Sierra RS500 from 1987. You might be asking, why is this going to change my Gran Turismo 7 experience? Well, over the past 8-9 months, this is what I've been mainly doing, building grids just like this one. We did it with like the Future Classic series and the Clio Cup and Porsche Carrera Cup and all that sort of stuff. Before that, I was very much just doing online races, and that was all I really used Gran Turismo 7 for. But this has really opened up a whole new world to me of just the possibilities of what you can create in this game. And I think this is this Group A race that I've created is a really good example of just what Gran Turismo 7 can do. We are lacking content in Gran Turismo 7. That's a given, but that doesn't mean to say that we don't have the tools available to us to create stuff like this. I will say one thing though, how good is this RS500? I'm surrounded by a roll cage, and the sounds of this car, the pure grunt of it is so nostalgic to hear this car on the tarmac. This is brilliant. I love stuff like this. Let's run through the tuning shop. In the FIA regulations, it says that engines can be disassembled and replaced with like precision parts and components. So that's why I've gone for the upgrades like the racing crank, titanium parts, etc. Those sorts of upgrades that I don't want to be boring out the engine or messing with the displacement, is basically what I'm trying to say. But we've also included racing components like the racing suspension, the racing pads and the racing discs obviously, and also a racing clutch. Now the weight of these cars, the Ford Sierra in our case, the weight was 870 kilograms. Now I can't get it that light because even with a full stage 3 it doesn't go that light. But I'm not too bothered about that. So what I've chosen to do is weight stage 3, and then for the more powerful cars like the 3-litre Supra, I've just gone for a stage 2. But I'm also going to include some ballast so that we can move the weight where we want to in the car, just to try and equal out the balance of the car between the front and the rear. Moving on to the setup then for the RS500. I've gone for 10mm above the minimum on the body height. We've got quite low anti-roll bar settings as well, 3 on the front, 4 on the rear. toe out at the front for a bit more turn in on corner entry. Braking sensitivity quite high for stability reasons. When you're on the brakes, having it at 40 seems to control the rear of the car a bit more. No downforce, that's important. So back then a lot of the grip came from mechanical grip, so that's why I've not really included any downforce settings on the car, but that doesn't mean to say it didn't generate downforce. Ballast, like I said, in the tuning shop, the ballast is moved towards to the rear of the car just to balance it out and gain a bit more stability. So let's move on. Yeah, come on, hang it out. Let's go. I think that's enough practice. Let's get into a race surrounded by. I've built 18 Group A cars, the 4 cars that I showed you previously. Let's see how they behave when you're mixed in with the AI. See what sort of race you can have. Oh my word! How good is this? Look at that grid in front of me. 18 of my best creations are from the Group A series. Wow, it's so nostalgic to see stuff like this. This really takes me back to the days when I would be playing like TCR Race Driver, those sorts of games where you would progress up through the ranks, all these different racing formulas. I loved that stuff. That was what inspired me to that game. What was it? Project Cars, the first one. That was what got me into sim racing and taking it pretty seriously. But I digress. We're here to talk about Group A racing and this little series that I've made. And blimey, it's so good. Look at this Sierra right in front of me, just with the branding on there. It just all adds to the authenticity of Group A racing. And who'd have thought this was Gran Turismo 7? If you saw these scenes right now, would you say this was Gran Turismo 7? Yes, the look of it and the HUD and all that, but this is the sort of stuff that you can create. And I know I'm sorry to harp on to the people that do create this stuff, probably better than I do, but oh, I love it. I love it. Like I said, I've been building this sort of stuff now for the past 8, 9, 10 months. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. This is where the business end is. Trying to get into the top 10. A lot of carnage at the start of these races. I've got someone down my inside. Is he going to stick the nose in? He is. Look at these. We got cars facing the wrong way. Whoa. Oh, man. What are they doing? Right, we're approaching the Texaco Ford Sierra. Quite an iconic livery. That's why I've included it. How many Sierras did I make in this? I swear I did I did 4 per car. I was thinking like coming up against Sierra after Sierra. Where's all my BMWs? Have they all lost it on the first corner? Oh, hang on. We're coming up against... I can see a Godzilla in front of us. Iconic car. And to be racing it in Gran Turismo 7 is just what I want to do. Oh, I'm brushing the edge of the track there, really maximising the limits. Good on throttle. Let's see if we can get a run on him down into the last corner. A slight little touch, but you take that back in the day. Another Sierra. How many did I make? Oh, he's gone defensive. Pavlov. Come on. He's gone defensive. He's on the grass. The rear end's loose. He's gone defensive again. We're going to chuck it to the outside. Hang it out. Get on the throttle. Slightly wide. The move is done. Whoa! He's out in front, but not for long. Look at that Auto Trader livery. I thought that was stunning when I found that. I loved that. It was so, again, so nostalgic. So drag to the line. I've beaten a field of 18 cars in 5 laps. 4 laps, rather. Starting lap 5 now, but with some tweaking, I think we could... oh, the M3's really loose behind me. With a bit of tweaking, I think this could be good. This car just feels so much more alive than anything I've driven in Gran Turismo as well. It's just on the limit of grip, and you've really got to wrestle it around the track, and I love that. There's something so just raw about the cars back in the day. This is just relying on pure mechanical grip. There's no silly massive aero packages and things. It was just pure mechanical grip of these cars. I love it. So I managed to destroy the field in about 4 laps. Well, I want to move to the Honda Civic TCR car now and just see how long it takes in that thing to get through the grid. Oh, so good. There we go. An easy win, but a lot of fun. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Honda Civic TCR car. It was developed by Honda for the World Touring Car Championship. It basically is a Type R FL5, but heavily modified to comply with the World Touring Car regulations. It features pretty much the same upgrades as the Group A stuff, and I've concentrated on refining the engine with machine parts designed for racing. It's not upgrades that change the displacement or the valve lift, etc. All the bells and whistles in terms of racing components like the racing pads and discs, suspension and clutch, etc. So that's the Honda Civic TCR car. If there was a family tree for touring car racing, I would be surrounded by my ancestors right now. If you've ever heard the term respect your elders, not today. I want to see what this modern Honda Civic TCR modern machinery car can do against these nostalgic little beauties. Oh, everyone's bunching up into the first corner. This is real close racing, just much like you would have had back in the day. This is brilliant. So the RS500, it took me 4 laps to get through a grid of 18 Group A cars. I'm in the TCR car right now, and I want to see if I can do it in 2. Damage and penalty systems, everything is on full realism mode, so I can't afford to incur any penalties or anything like that. Let's see how we get on. I want to try and do this in 2 laps, like I said. I think this car's capable of it. What's really apparent is how much you can just nail the throttle coming out of these corners. This is a front-wheel drive car, yes, and it will oh, the Sierra's really getting out of shape, out of line through that corner. This car will understeer if you mash the throttle too early, but I am still surprised at how well you can get on the throttle. I've got a guy to my right, could put a move on, but I'm going to be too good on the brakes in this TCR car. We got people pitting. That's I've almost done it in 1 lap. That is the raw performance of this modern machinery. It's so good. Some of it will be a slight bit of understeer through that first corner, which has caused me to run wide. It's not over yet for Group A racing. I just can't get past Godzilla. He's doing all that he can to prevent me getting by. Made light work of him in the end, though. Too good. 1 car left to go. Mr. Hart. Oh, I'm right on the edge of the track right now. I'm going to have 1 corner left to grab this position. Come on, I was in the wrong gear coming out of that corner. He's gone defensive. This could be a case of getting on the brakes, getting it into the corner nice, and it could be a drag. Drag to the end of the line. Oh, come on. I've shifted up ever so slightly too early, but that's a win. Obviously, I've got many more laps to go, but it took me 2 laps in the TCR, 4 just in the RS500. That's the capabilities of this car. Oh, this is a beauty, this car. This really is. I love a mix of, yes, the RS500. I love the RS500 and just how raw and just it relied on pure mechanical grip alone, and you're just ragging it around the track as hard as you can. I love the precision of this car, this modern take on touring cars. I do like the precision. Oh man, so good. Gran Turismo is so good for this sort of stuff. If you've got any sort of passion for any race series out there, and if you've got a bit of knowledge in the background, you can create content for yourself. It's sometimes not provided for us. We are going to have to dig deep and make it for ourselves sometimes, but that's exactly what I've done here. and it really works. The AI doesn't always back it up. I know you can fettle with it as best you can to create some good racing, but I've had fun in this race. The AI have provided some funny moments, but with that being said, that's going to round out this race. I beat them in 2 laps, which is what I set out to do. But with that being said, like, there's more content for you to check out on the channel. There's a link to a video up here. I will see you on track soon. Thanks for watching.